Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Sharon here. I had to laugh because every time I come out to attempt to do a live, a few things happen, and I'm just going to go with it because now that I've sat here, found myself a shady spot, the wind has picked up, so I'm kind of hanging on to everything, like, you know, hanging on for dear life, because I've got a tripod, I've got my notes, I've got my water, I've got an umbrella. So if I'm looking slightly sort of blue, it's because I've got a blue umbrella up here to shade me from the sun. Not that I want to make you jealous or anything for people in the UK. But yes, in Portugal it is, see what I mean about the wind? It is still beautifully hot here, but I had to come outside to get some fresh air. And as you may or may not be aware, the month of October is Menopause Awareness Month. And if you're in my private group, you will already know this because I've been sharing these little videos and tips and things to help you over in my group. So if that's something you need help with, or you want to have a little chat or ask any questions, then of course do feel free to ask for an invite and I will pop that across to you. In the meantime, like I say, I thought today I'm generally going through sort of different subjects, different topics, and I'm trying to do it so I don't overwhelm you all at once. We have got a month to cover this, and I thought, I'm just going to hop on. I've done a little bit of research because I'm no expert in this area, but I am 51 next week. So I am actually going through some of the symptoms myself. That's a bit brave of me, isn't it, coming on to Facebook and sharing that with you. So just let me know if you are hopping on, who you are, where you're coming from, and whether or not you're watching live. And if you're watching this later on, please, it does help me if you just drop replay or hashtag replay or just a comment, because obviously Facebook picks up the algorithm and it will show it to more people. So that really does help me in my small business. And talking of Facebook, who went sort of mad last night when Facebook went down, and WhatsApp and Instagram? Anyone have a panic on? Or did you quite enjoy it? What did you do? What did you get up to instead? You'll have to let me know below in the comments. So anyway, 3 or 4 of you jumping on. Thank you. I'm on my phone, cannot see who you are, so please do let me know. Here we go. We got a dog barking now. These things always happen as soon as I jump on a live, but I'm just going to plough on through. So, Menopause month, ladies, hot flushes or hot flashes, depending on where you are in the world. We call them different things, but are you experiencing them? I know I am. I'm not as bad as some lovely ladies out there, I've got to be honest. It's just now and again, usually at night time. But first of all, what are they? What causes them and why are we having them? Well, they're basically changes in your hormone levels. So your hormone levels drop when you reach a certain age, and what happens is it affects your body's temperature and how your body deals with that. And unfortunately, it's just one of those side effects that is horrendous. So, you know, they can happen sort of once every few days, they can happen twice a week, or if you're unlucky enough, they can happen several times a day. So other things can trigger them. It's usually the menopause, depending on what age you are, of course, but other things can trigger hot flushes. I'm going to say flushes because that's where I am. I'm from the UK, so I call them a hot flush. So things like spicy foods, for example, cayenne peppers, hot chilies, jalapeno peppers or chilies, that kind of thing. I mean, it's obvious really, but yeah, that can be triggered. I'm just hanging on to everything because it's all going to go in a minute. What else? I'm sorry to say, ladies out there, that alcohol can also trigger hot flushes, okay? Usually things like red wine. I don't know if you're anything like me and you sometimes get a little flush in the cheeks when you've had some alcohol. Bit of a giveaway, isn't it? So you can't lie about whether you've been drinking or not. So yeah, red wine is another trigger. What else have I got written down here? Caffeine's one because it restricts the blood vessels, it narrows them down, and also it can speed up the heart rate a little, so hence you'll get that like hot flush feeling. For some, things like anxiety or stress or emotion, so the things that we're actually feeling on a day-to-day basis, can trigger hot flushes as well. Another one is smoking. Ladies out there, if you're smoking, please don't. obvious health reasons, but that's another thing. Oh my gosh, all my pages are falling down now. Look, I'm supposed to come on here and be all prepared. Bear with me, I'm just going to try and straighten this tripod up, which is now deciding to do its own thing. So yes, our emotions can actually trigger hot flushes. You know, if you get embarrassed, do you sometimes, especially if you're blonde like me, you're embarrassed sometimes. What happens is the blood rushes to your cheeks, so it rushes to the surface. So that can actually trigger a hot flush as well. Or silly things like using our hairdryer, using our curling tongs, you know, things like appliances. So just be aware of that, and cardiovascular exercise as well. So I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying be aware of when you're doing it, and don't do it sort of late at night, because that will obviously raise your body temperature and make those hot flushes a whole lot worse. So let's get to the nitty-gritty, and let's get onto how we can do things, you know, to actually help with the symptoms. So I've just jotted down my notes here, so please forgive me if I'm glancing down. So what to do? What do we do about it? So first of all, dress for it. Okay, so I know that sounds obvious, but if you wear layers, it's so much easier, because if you do feel one coming on, you can literally peel a layer off. So don't be tempted to wear tight clothing or heavy clothing. So if you dress in layers, ladies, it's so much easier. You can just take a layer off. I don't know where you are in the world. I'm lucky at the moment. I've only got like one layer on, but you know, if you're somewhere that's a bit cooler, then dress in layers. It's so much easier to do something about it. Let's just move that out of the picture here. Okay, so if you're working throughout the day, or you're at home, or wherever you are, try and have some fresh air. So keep those windows open. You can also use a fan if you so wish, or if you're lucky enough to have air conditioning, then of course make use of that. That would be a perfect one to do. So that's my number one. You can also sip cold drinks throughout the day. Try and stay away from your sort of your hot beverages if you know that's going to trigger something. You can even freeze something overnight, take it out in the morning, and then sip that throughout the day. So that's nice and chilled and sort of, you know, defrosting as you have it. It's another way to get that water and keep you hydrated throughout the day. Number two, eat menopause friendly foods. So stick with a menopause friendly diet. What do I mean by that? If you stick to things like low GI, anti-inflammatory foods, things like omega-3s. So you want to stick to your fatty acids, your fatty fishes. So things like salmon, mackerel, sardines, that will be a great source of omega-3s for you. And of course you want to be eating lots of fresh fruit and vegetables and whole foods and whole grains. So you know all this anyway, but I just want to reiterate it. I'm actually holding on to my phone now, so it's going to go. So if I'm wobbling, I'm sorry. Yeah, so your fresh fruits and vegetables, and just steer clear of the highly processed foods and, you know, white refined sugars. You don't need those in your diet. It's only going to exacerbate things and not great for hot flushes. You just want to stick to whole natural foods as much as possible, and add in things like phytoestrogen high foods. So things like tofu, tempeh, flax seeds, linseeds, beans, pulses, that kind of thing. So good for you. Make sure you've got lots and lots of those in your diet. And yeah, so foods are rich in phytoestrogens. Honestly, you'd laugh if you saw me here, because I'm literally hanging on to everything with my arms, my legs, pinning everything down. What else? Number three, slow down. Easier said than done, I know, but it really does help. So I'd like you to try things like meditation and mindfulness and conscious breathing. Something we do every day is breathe, but we're not aware of it. We need to sit and we need to consciously breathe correctly. We can do things like yin yoga, for example. It's another good one. They've actually done tests on this, and it has been shown to reduce hot flushes in menopausal women. So come on, ladies, let's get it done. And if you need some help, I'm actually thinking over the next few days and weeks of doing like a guided meditation over in my group. So if that's something that might interest you, let me know, and I can actually record something, maybe, I don't know, maybe Monday to Friday or something like that. Something we can just sit together and just do it. You know, it doesn't have to be really long. We can do 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, or I can record it and you can use it at your leisure. But let me know if that's something that might help, so we can all do it together. So yeah, I mean, the women that it says here have been scientifically tested to do these things. It says they also reported added benefits such as better sleep, improved mood, enhanced focus, and also productivity. So that can't be bad, can it? So we just need to slow down, just take that time for ourselves, ladies. It's not something we always do, and when we do it, we find it quite difficult sometimes. So make you a priority. So take some time out for yourself. Number 4, just keep an eye on your weight. It does say here that if you are slightly overweight, you may actually experience more intense hot flushes than those women who are at a healthy weight. So just keep an eye on your weight, and by eating those foods that I mentioned earlier anyway, hopefully that will go some way to help you on your path as well. Number 5, supplement smartly. Now, it's entirely up to you what you choose to take and what you don't, but you know, we have lots of things missing from our foods nowadays. We have lots of things missing from our soil. I'm really going to get angry with this tripod in a minute. Just going to go. Keep going, Sharon. I'm going to hold it. So, yes, we have depleted our soils. We have depleted some of the things that we have in our foods. I'm just going to hold it here now. So what you want to do is look out for some really good quality, organic, natural supplements. Now, I have written a list here, but if you want any help in that respect, do please reach out. Make sure it's organic, make sure they're bioavailable. What does bioavailable mean? Basically means that they are able to efficiently get into your circulatory system. So they're able to actually do what they need to do and to target the area that you're trying to target. Okay, so if you can find any good quality ones in liquid form, that's far better for you as well. So you can also have things like herbal teas. I'm just going to list them off here. Things like a black cohosh root, ginseng, chasteberry tea or chasteberry tea, depending where you come from, red raspberry leaf tea, red clover, valerian, licorice, or green tea. Okay, so if you're on the rewind, you can just take a list of those, do your own research, find out where you can get them from, and as I say, just go for really good quality ones. And I think that's probably about it, other than the obvious ones, than to sort of, you know, get some vitamin D on your skin. I'm lucky because I'm here and I'm doing that right now. But yeah, so get some vitamin D when you can, or a really good supplement, or even take a really good adult multivitamin if you can get hold of one, to get, you know, the vitamins and minerals you need all at once. And exercise daily. So that's really about it. You know, there's no miracle cure. These things are going to happen. We are going through the change. It's just one of those things in life that we just we need to do what we can to help ourselves. And, you know, we know what we need to do. Sometimes we just need a little nudge and a little reminder. So let me just reiterate for you. So I've got here, keep your windows open when you're working, lots of fresh air conditioning or a fan if you've got one. Dress correctly, so nice layers and things rather than tight, heavy clothing. Not great, is it? You don't want anything close to your skin that's just going to raise your temperature even more. Stick to a menopause-friendly diet, so lots of fruit and vegetables, green leafy things like kale and spinach. If you feel like you can't get your greens into you because you'd have to have a massive amount of them, reach out. I can give you the name of a really good greens supplement that you can just pop into a smoothie, add to soups, add to stews this time of year, if that's your thing. Stay away from things like white refined sugar and processed foods. That's just going to exacerbate your symptoms. Slow down, so meditation, mindfulness, deep breathing, anything that you really love to do, make sure you make that part of your week. That should be your time. Okay, so take time for yourself. If you want to do a guided meditation, let me know. I'm going to do that over in my private group. You're more than welcome to join. Keep an eye on your weight. We don't want to exacerbate those hot flushes. Supplement smartly, so choose your supplements wisely. Go for a really good bioavailable one that is organic and natural. We don't want any additives or chemicals in there. What else? And then the herbal tea list: black cahosh root, a ginseng, chasterberry tea, red raspberry leaf tea, red clover, valerian, licorice and green tea are the ones I have listed. If you've got any others, do feel free to share. We're all here to help each other. And then stick to things like your green leafy vegetables, your kale, your spinach. Oh, I've also got cheese, yogurt and milk. So if that's your thing, you can add that in as well. But I mean, it all comes under the umbrella, if you like, of healthy fruits and vegetables. Everything you know is good for you. You've got to continue with that. Berries, things like that. Get your vitamin D. Get that sun on your skin. A really good multivitamin, and keep your exercise daily. But it doesn't have to be, a massive run or anything like that. It could just be a gentle walk. It could be some Pilates, could be some rebounding, some yoga, whatever suits you and your time of the month. And, whatever cycle you're in, listen to your body and just go with it. Okay, so I hope that helps. If you have enjoyed this video, please do like and share. I would really appreciate it. And any other hints and tips can be found over in my private group. So if you would like an invite to that, just reach out and I'll send that over for you. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the time you have. I hope the sun shines for you just as it is here, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.